You ever have a late night job that's a rush and it involves a lot of setups and you're feeling lazy? Hey there, Dan Hartman, Community Machinery, Sackville, New Brunswick, and I got a few good tips for you. So, first off, if you got to set up your 3-jaw chuck or 4-jaw scroll chuck on the milling machine for just a few quick holes and it's nothing critical, all you have to do is leave your clamps loose and just center up on the chuck, or sometimes before I've had a 60-degree point in here and hit a center drill that was done in the lathe on the end of the piece. So you put that down, you tighten these up. The other thing you can use to get something close is something like this, some kind of bull nose. I don't know how much that hole would interfere because that one's a countersink. But yeah, that's one tip. Next tip is you got a piece like this. The back side of this was turned in the lathe. Now, thinking ahead, it would have been nice if I had a way to have turned that, but I didn't in order to have it fully cleaned up. But the thing I did, you see how the welds are a third of the way around. All I did for that weld layout was just hold a piece of soapstone right against the lathe jaw to get me where those lines were without having to do any kind of complex layout. There was absolutely no thinking to it whatsoever. And then I just marked a third, a third, and a third. I just marked the ones where I wanted to weld so I wouldn't end up accidentally welding two side by side. Oh, other tip, if you're ever welding something, if I know the direction and I know I'm starting here and I'm working to this end of the weld, when I do my tacks, I put my tacks at the ends of the weld. So I put one here at the end of this weld, I put one here at the end of this weld, and then when I'm welding, I just come along and go up to my tack. It's easier for me to see. I've got some vision loss, so it's not the easiest thing to do welding as maybe someone who can actually see what they're doing. So those are a couple good tips. Now this thing here, we're going to do a bolt pattern, and not having those welds in the way, we're going to be able to put that spot there that's not welded right at the back. We're going to line this up square with the table. And the other thing, when you're setting something like this up, think about where your chuck key is going to be so you can swing it around nice. And other modification, instead of having it like the lathe and having this centered on the milling machine, usually it ends up like this. Sometimes it's on a rotary table or somewhere where you can't clear the end of this and you got to ratchet it around, which ideally then you'd have a long one with some kind of speed handle on it, something like that. Anyhow, those are a few tips and tricks. One last one for the road. When setting something like this up, if I was to change datums, now number one, as I've shared in previous tips and tricks, number one datum is this back corner of the vise here. So if we need a working datum, typically the one that will always get changed is 3, because if you look, that's the datum button there. So I hit datum and then 3, enter. Don't have to move my hands all over and think about which one it is. It's just the one that my hand is already on. So it's nice and easy. So hopefully that gives you good food for thought, quick setups, and make things happen. Keep the shop clean with all that time you save. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, please subscribe, and share what you're working on, and we'll try and make some more good related videos. Thanks so much.